All right, so I want to continue the conversation and this is a perfect segue, the conversation we just had with this conversation. I want to continue the conversation for empowering your commitment to transformation. So as I've said before, the commitment of the integrity seminar goes way beyond having integrity. Okay, so that's included, but what's actually available goes way beyond having integrity. The commitment of the integrity seminar is to empower you to be someone with the power to transform life. That's the commitment of the integrity seminar. You have the power, you know yourself as having the power to transform life. You know, that's what Maggie was sharing and so powerfully created with the boards earlier. Right? So one of the most damaging impacts of our perpetration withholds is that they constrain and suppress our ability to take action in the areas in which we have commitments. So our perpetration withholds will constrain and suppress our ability to take action in the areas in which we have commitments. So consider that wherever you experience being constrained, or wherever you experience yourself being frustrated inside of your commitment to share possibility in the Landmark Forum with people, that what might be at play is perpetration withholds. So if you've got a perpetration withhold with somebody, you're not probably going to be very free to share transformation and share the Landmark Forum with them. And even if you do, they probably won't hear it because they know there's something there you didn't complete. And if, in fact, in any place where you have had a commitment and have a loss of power regarding that commitment, you can look to see where you've got perpetration withholds. Okay, so let's look, though, so that's not actually theoretical. So what are some of the possibilities you see would become available for you and, in fact, for the world if the people in your life or in your community were to do the Landmark Forum? And I actually have some evidence for that there's some constraint here with this group of people in particular. What's my evidence?
That we aren't bringing guests on and sharing.
Yeah, there's not been people breaking down the doors,
Right.
coming with you to the seminar. So I actually do have some evidence that there's some constraints. So let's look and see where there's some constraints. So what are some of the possibilities you see would become available for you and, in fact, for the world if the people in your life were to do the Landmark Forum? What are some of the possibilities that you see would become available?
Maybe freed up.
Okay, raise your hand. So
Maybe freed up.
So freedom would be available for yourself and for the world. Yeah, Keith?
Just more authenticity and interactions and communications with everybody.
Yeah,
Just
more
makes for-
authenticity, yourself, the people in your life, the world. They got their hand there. Here.
That's what I was going to say.
You're going to say authenticity as well? Okay.
Within communication.
Great. Shannon?
I mean, I see the ability to transform communities and, just around like racism and sexism and just and letting go of the power that we have with the words that, we create. And, like they were saying the other day, I mean, we're just pissed off waiting to happen. So if more people did the forum, we would be able to relate in a way of just really being available and connect to someone else, no matter who they were, where they were, what they were saying.
Yeah. Great. Maybe there'd be fewer people driving around cars into people.
Yeah, or shooting people,
No,
or
and-
rear-ending them.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah, for sure.
and look, this has now become so normal and regular for us, it's almost a daily occurrence. But if transformation was brought to things like sexism, racism, hate, whatever it's called when you have biases against other religions, religious bias, all of it,
Economic
homophobia.
bias.
Yeah, Janet, what do you see would be possible?
I forgot for a second. I really like the words matter is what I got out of that, how, oh God, what was I actually going to say? The lifting of anxiety around things that people are like, so scared to talk about with each other when it's like, it's somebody that they see every day and it's like something that in the end really doesn't matter. Like, freedom, that's like one way to put it, or like there are ways to describe it, but I can't without saying the lifting of this anxiety
Yeah.
that just keeps you from actually, like, we could just say what's there.
You could just, like, the
Just say
freedom to
what's
just
there
say what's there.
yeah.
Like full self-expression.
Full self-expression. You have Kundin?
Like love and closeness with family and friends without having to keep up appearances and force an obligation to be with one another, even if you want to do something else.
Yeah,
By choice.
and they can have that possibility too.
Yeah.
Like you get it and they get it. Jason?
Yeah, having awareness and the understanding or acknowledging of your blind spot that allow them to will not acknowledge. Towards when I talk to my sister, she has a lot of things that she denied that I can see, but she continued to just not acknowledge it and not be aware of it.
So other people seeing their blind spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being able to actually do something about that. Yeah, Tony?
I see lives being able to be lived rather than happened.
Lives, that's great. So lives actually being lived, actually created, rather than just happening. You're just on this whatever,
It's coming at you.
just coming at you. You actually have a say in creating life. 18, last one.
Getting rid of assumptions, you just ask.
Yeah, just asking. Actually, actual communication with people would be possible. All right, good. Now, so if you look at all that, and everything that wasn't said, as well as what's possible, when we really get present to what's possible for human beings, what's possible for humanity, if you compare what you and I have seen possible out of people completing the Landmark Forum, and then if you look at the way you withhold yourself from the people in your life, what becomes apparent is that in some way, all of us, in one way or another, have sold out. So in any place where you've been withheld, any place where you hold back, that in one way or another, you've sold out. Consider that something along the line happened for all of us. Something happened, and then whatever happened, we got scared, or we got cautious, or we got constrained, or we got worried, and then we withheld. So given who we are for life, given who we are, given graduates, given the possibility that graduate is for life, whenever we're constrained, then there's just it's like our aliveness gets killed off. Like if you're constrained as a graduate and sharing yourself, you can't possibly be fully alive as well, and possibly get squashed. So the opportunity of this conversation is to take responsibility for whatever happened and to express your stand for the people in your life passionately, unabashedly, and completely appropriate to what your stand for them and for life could make possible. And then given who you are, being in life expressing that commitment would have total integrity for you as a graduate. So I invite you to take on between now and next session a commitment to share and invite the people in your life to be with you, to be here with your session, to look at being in the Landmark Forum, and to especially invite those with whom you see you have been withholding. Like you see you've actually been withholding your transformation from them. I saw I just started writing down, so my sisters completed the forum. I just started looking at my life. My mother completed the forum, and my two nieces. And no one else in my family has completed the forum. And, I've got a brother. I have, my father is living. I've got, I've got 3 nephews. I have another niece. So if I just look at my immediate family, and it's not that I haven't shared with them. I have shared with all of them over the years, but then I stop. And I, especially like with my father, what I saw is that, my father's 87, and then I make up all these justifications and excuses. And the perpetration that I saw is that I don't do everything I say I'm going to do with my father. So I tell him I'm going to do things. I say I'm going to take care of certain things. My father lives with me, and then I don't do them. And then and then I'm leading the integrity seminar. So how can he possibly hear fully what's available in this work if my father sees I don't always keep my word with him, and I don't always clean it up either? that might get a little bit in the way. So I started to clean those things up with him, So, but it's like that for the people in your life, especially people, they know you've done the forum, they know, oh yeah, Christian's in the integrity seminar, huh? He never cleaned up that lack of integrity with me. He lies, I'm making things up. He lies to me all the time.
Well, then he could tell them that they're making him wrong.
Yeah, well then you can be totally justified. So I want to hear from some of you. With whom do you see you have had a commitment to their transformation, but for some reason you've been withholding? For with whom do you have a commitment to sharing transformation with somebody, and you see with that person you have been withholding? Who's got somebody like that? Okay, all right, good. Marie, willing to share?
It's just with my husband.
Okay, will you stand up so we can hear you and see you? Okay, so with your husband, you have a commitment to sharing transformation, and you've been withholding.
Actually, I have shared, my forum with him and sort of like the impact. And he actually came that one night and he's planning on doing it, but there's still some things that I have not been, open with him about.
Got it. So there's so you actually do share with him, but then there's some things you don't, and you withhold, that you withhold from him. And what's been the impact of you being in a relationship with your husband, knowing you're withholding?
Hasn't been, it hasn't been the most fulfilling in the situation.
Yeah. And how long have you been married?
11 years.
11 years. All right. And you said he's interested in doing the forum, but is he actually registered in the forum?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right. Well, consider this is what's in the way of him registering. Even if he doesn't know what you're withholding, there's still an impact on our relationships. So your relationship has not been fulfilling. Any other impact you see?
We haven't really been able to connect, and I always blame it on all the wrongs that he's doing, and he knows about it because I tell him all the time.
Yeah, hold on a second. Please. Thank you.
I just tend to put the blame on him, but all the things that he's not doing right.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what's been causing the disconnect, in our marriage. But I realize that, first of all, when you share, I saw something there, the blame, the constant blame, that I really realized. And especially when she said that, it just became clear. But it's been a struggle to still, because I still do it. But I think it's all connected to what Trey's saying, blaming him so that I can not be authentic with what really is going on, what's really been going on.
Yeah. And if you stand right there and really let that impact in. Your marriage, you're not completely fulfilled. You're disconnected from your husband. And you're withholding from him. And if you stand in that impact, what possibility starts to arise?
If I stay where I am.
Well, if you just let that, so are you present to that impact?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now standing right there, if you just got responsible for the whole thing, that you've been withholding, and there's been an impact on your relationship, what becomes available?
The possibility of maybe, the connection, maybe. I'm not sure I understand.
What do you want in your relationship with your husband? What's anything you want in your relationship with your husband?
Just new possibilities, fulfillment, connection. Love, all that, yeah.
All that.
Mm-hmm.
Connection,